Hello, Internet. This is Luke Arp, also known as the Dancing Fetus.
And goddammit.
And this is our podcast where we talk about stuff, mainly games, because that's really our lives. That's all we do.
Yeah,
play games.
Other than work, we just
Yeah.
play
Well, see-
games and have sort of social lives.
Yeah. Our social lives are pretty much through games.
Yeah.
Because I talk to more people on Steam Chat than I do in the RL.
You know, I haven't been able to play a lot of like stuff on Steam lately. Because since I got the laptop, I was going to, and
Mhm.
no one's been playing anything that I've been playing, so I've just been I've been isolated to MAME and.
Well, see, last week we talked about the last what is it, the Last Crusader or Crusader Kings.
Yeah.
I started playing that.
So, are you having any interesting stories now?
Okay, this bitch comes up to me. She wants to throw down. I'm the king,
Yeah.
so hell yeah, I'm gonna sling it to her.
Yeah.
Another lady comes up. I guess word has got around that I'm the dick slinging king, so I fuck her too. I'm fucking anyone that'll put out.
Are you sure you weren't playing The Witcher?
I have. I did that in The Witcher too.
Yeah.
But then
Geralt slanging dick.
the thing about that, there was no contraception back in 1066.
So I bet you got an STD. Did you get?
I don't have an STD yet. However, I do have 5 bastard children.
Oh.
And that wouldn't be that big of a problem. Because I'm like, I'm a cool king. I'm a good king. I'll just legitimize the children. No, my son, my son that I have with my wife, who is the heir to my throne, he doesn't like that idea. And I've been advised that if I legitimize these children, he might try to kill me. So now I can either not recognize the children and say, this is a lying bitch, which then she talks about a lot of bad bullshit about me, and that could like actually start an uprising with my people. Or I can silently kill them and the children. So I'm working on that.
So this is a Game of Thrones type situation.
That's what I feel like. I feel like I am in Game of Thrones. Highly recommend it. I highly recommend you watch a video tutorial on how to play, because I still don't know everything you can do in the game. All I know is I sent my priest out to convert some heathens
Yeah.
in this land that I wanted to take over. And from what I understand, if I can convert their religion and the king doesn't convert, their people will start an uprising and they'll be easier to take over. And since I have a claim to that land due to some marriages I've done, I can actually go to war with it and take it over. So I'm like, okay, I'll send my priest over there, change them all Catholic, pagan king will lose his shit, and then I can just go sweep in, fuck him up. Well, that didn't work out, because he found my priest, and now he is in a prison, probably getting raped, and he will not let me buy him back.
It's never as simple as the days of Age of Empires,
Yeah.
too, when you could just make a priest army and win everything.
Oh,
Because the
that
priest
literally
army,
happened to me today.
Yeah.
I was playing AoE 2. That literally happened to me.
What, a priest army?
A priest army came up. They were the Mayans, and they came up and just, they had so many priests, and I had so many troops, and they were converting my people faster than I could even get them to walk to them.
Yeah.
And so I was just fighting myself
Well,
the whole
see,
time.
I remember doing that. What I would do is, I remember this epic battle. I wish that video capture for me, like I would have had to have had like an all-in-one wonder back in those days. I wish that the programs that are available now were available then, because I would have captured this quickly. But like it was I probably had about 14 priests, and there's the naval fleet had come in, and they were just gonna they're just gonna fuck me up. And they were like it's the yellow color ships. I can't remember
No
which.
idea.
Yeah, I can't remember which.
I'm
like
horrible at names.
which colony it was for, but like but they show up and they're wanting to fuck my shit up, and so I've got all those priests lined up at pretty much at the shoreline, chanting,
Converting shit.
and I am converting all their big navy ships. So their navy ships are shooting at the shore to hit my like priests and buildings, and by the time they're even like getting out there and firing one shot, they're already turned, and then they're shooting each other.
Yep.
And then finally it's just they're all my color. I think it's blue.
Uh-huh.
And So they're all blue, and then their troops, they're just coming at me in droves, and I'm just converting all of them, and then they're just infighting, and the same things that are happening with
Yeah.
the ships.
And
It's
there's
amazing.
this buff that one race gets. I don't 100% know what it is, but for priests, where you can get this skill. I think this is how it works. I'm not 100%. I'm not that good at AOE. I play it a decent amount, but I haven't learned it. I haven't researched it. But I noticed that this one skill for a priest was if you have a group of priests, there's a cooldown after a conversion, but it was like this stat to where only one priest in your group would get the cooldown. So if you have like a group of 10 priests, 9 of them will convert, but only like one of the priests will get the cooldown for it.
Yeah.
That's the way I read it. I don't know if that's true. So if there's some like hardcore AoE players out there that are just like literally wanting to shoot me in the face for not knowing the game, I'm sorry.
Well,
I play it for fun.
That's the thing. I used to play it a lot with Tyler, but yeah, Tyler I'd usually play co-op with him, and we just take over everything because I didn't want to play against him.
Yeah.
It would have been badly on my end.
Oh yeah. See, a guy I work with is just ridiculous at it.
Really?
He was ranked during MSN Gaming Zone time. I don't know if anyone remembers those. That's where PC gamers used to go to play games, the MSN Gaming Zone.
Yeah.
And he was ranked in AoE
Nice.
on that, like in the top 15
Wow.
of the world. Ridiculous.
That is pretty
And
insane.
he rocks my shit. It is so bad. Like I'll have like 50 villagers, 15 troops, and he has like an expansive empire, a true empire, because he's got like half the map full of shit. And he's like, "What have you been doing for the past hour?" And he just like walks over me.
Well, it's probably because like he knows exactly like what to get.
Oh, he's got a build order. He's tried
yeah.
to told it to me. He's tried to tell me what to do, and it's just I don't think I have the skills for it. Like as far as
It's a lot
moving,
about
micromanaging.
the map jumping, and you just use there's a micro map where you
Yeah.
can just click. If you just click to the different areas of the map, you can jump all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
so like if you're doing that and you're micromanaging like gathering and then building,
see, it's a lot of
scouting.
multitasking too.
yeah.
Like turn-based, shit where I can pause and think is where I do best.
Well, I mean that's like when I played Dawn of War?
Oh, yeah,
the
that's a-
40K.
yeah,
Warhammer.
I'm
When
pretty
I played,
decent at that.
I played some. See, I was getting my ass kicked after a while because
I've only
like
played it co-op.
okay, I've never played with anybody. I was playing Forever Alone style. The yeah, and like I was getting my ass kicked later on in the game. It's pretty rough, but man, it's fun.
Yeah.
like it really
It's
is.
really fun with somebody because you don't have to worry about moving every human being all at once. You're not
Yeah.
worried about every life. So it's a lot of fun to play co-op.
Yeah, I had to worry about everybody in my team,
No.
but
Well, enough of this actual good spirited talk about enjoying games. Let's get to what gaming's really about, and that is scandals, corruption, slut shaming, fucking dudes.
which yeah, the Zoe Quinn thing we talked about last
God,
week.
it's the gift that
It's-
keeps on giving.
It's still going with not so much with anything new. It's mainly just people talking about the allegations. The thing is, more people are actually talking about it.
I mean,
is the thing.
actually, Polygon today or yesterday actually released like a code of ethics that they're going to be following as far as like how journalists interact with developers and things like that.
Yeah.
I should have had it up to read it, but it looks like enough hubbub has been made to actually have true. I mean, Polygon's far from a true gaming media outlet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But people are responding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they're going to need something like that to keep. But I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where people's personal lives of that, like like you were saying earlier before we started talking
Yeah.
about this, we talked about this subject a little bit, and we're human.
Yeah.
People are gonna meet. Journalists are gonna talk to some of the people in the gaming community. They might actually like become friends,
Mm-hmm.
and
It happens. We're human
it's
beings.
gonna happen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, case in point, my last job, I was interacting with a lot of vendors to sell our company thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and I would meet salespeople, and they would take me out to dinner, and we would talk, and I would form relationships with these people. And I mean, if I liked the person trying to sell me something, I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. I'm probably more apt to want to buy from them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that they had the best product for the best price, but I want to I want to get in bed with these people because I like to hang out with them.
Yeah.
And you know, shit happens in any type of human interactions. Like, you have a game journalist covering a game, doing some like behind the scenes early preview stuff, starts meeting the teams, get along with them, relationships form.
Yeah.
But where should the line be drawn saying that, okay, it's cool that you did all this like pre-coverage, but once the game's released, we got to have someone else, like, is that, I don't know how gaming journalism works.
And
But
I'm not
like,
really
is that
sure
when they
myself.
like say, okay, you can't review this game, you're too close to these people, we have this person to review it?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you know, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if just maybe like you would a jury,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because if you go into a courtroom and you're on jury duty or something like that, and they ask you, you know, do you know the, you know, person getting, you know, on trial here, and, you know, you say yes, conflict of interest. They tell you that they're just choosing another juror.
And me as say I'm a gaming journalist, which I am not, despite popular belief. People come up to me all the time, hey, you're that gaming journalist. I'm like, no, different guy. But I wouldn't want to review one of my friends' games just for the mere speculation it could cause. Like, your reputation's everything in a medium like this. You have to keep the trust of the people that read your stuff, and that could be viewed as a betrayal of that trust, and that could kill your career.
Yeah, because, you know, there's some people that can't take negative criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And so if
you're Phil Fishes of the world.
Yeah, and then we'll get to some of the stuff on him here in a second. You know, they can't take the negative criticism, and so they automatically, it would ruin the relation that you had, you know, built there because of that conflict of interest.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, it would be better that if you know the person, to pass the review on to somebody else, just so, you know, you keep that integrity intact and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
You know, so if anything negative is said, it can still be from your company.
Yeah, but
it's not from you.
Yeah.
So,
and if anything's positive said, it's not.
Yeah,
from you. It's from this guy who just played his only relationship with this game is the game in front of him.
Yeah, the experience of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. And they might be doing it. All the corruption shit that people are talking about is strictly speculation. I mean, it's apparently, there was a video that Review Tech USA did with Matt, do you know his
Mundane
Matt?
Yeah.
And he was saying that it is educated speculation. And I think there's some truth to that. There's if anything, it doesn't look good.
No.
So even if nothing wrong was done, it still doesn't look good.
And always, if you look at the odds of something like that, the odds are pretty good. But of course, there's going to be some shit like that's going down. It doesn't mean exactly that everybody's going to be doing it.
Yeah.
But it does mean that, of course, there's going to be somebody that's probably like either, you know, friends with somebody, then they're just like, hey, man, I'll hook you up with a good review, or money's getting snuck under the table type of shit. Yeah. You know, but whatever, it's one of those things where that is going to happen.
Now, Total Biscuit recently did an interesting piece on, I say a piece like I mean, I guess he is an artist. He's an artist of words.
No.
But he did a piece about how he thought gaming journalism was more damned for the hype machine that they would build up. Like, they build up hype around games, and they even release articles like, believe the hype. I mean, that was actually a quote from IGN on the cover of Titanfall. believe the hype. And this is before the game had even came out, before anyone got to experience the full game. Yeah. And like Alien Colonial Marines is probably even a better example of this. God. Everybody was hyping this game.
Yeah, and the bad thing was...
And it was utter shit.
It was such a duping, because the fact that, like, the stuff that they did show us at the beginning...
wasn't even in the game.
Was not part of the game.
Yeah.
It was like the people at Gearbox had actually done that part of the game, and then they just handed the other part off to the people that made Section 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
And
which Section 8 was a good game.
It is a good game, but it's kind of a low end.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a $15 game,
yeah,
not a $60 AAA title.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't piss on the people that made Section 8 for that, because like I said, I played through the second Section 8 game.
It was a really good game.
It was fun.
Prejudice?
Prejudice, yeah.
It was a badass game.
I actually played through it.
The worst part of it was games for Windows.
Yeah, I played it on PS3, so...
Yeah, you didn't get that
joy
of games for Windows Live.
But yeah, I mean, that was just a clusterfuck of Colonial Marines.
But I think that's more of a problem than reviews. I really think most reviews on major gaming media outlets are legit reviews, like how they feel about the game. I really believe that, because I read reviews about games that I like and that I dislike. And if you actually read the reviews, and some of these reviews are like 2 and 3 pages long, and you read why they liked it and why they disliked this, and you can kind of see where their score came from. And very few reviews, if any, I think are bought.
Well, see, that's another thing that I liked about some of the magazines, like EGM.
Mm-hmm.
EGM was like 3 or 4 different people reviewing and giving an overall score.
Mm-hmm.
Based on, like, they'd give a letter grade.
Yeah.
And it would be just like if you were in school.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, then they would give an average based on all those guys, like what they would review. And I thought
that's a good idea.
I thought it was great, because people had different pros and cons, and that way they got a more well-rounded review. Most of the reviews for, like, the big AAA titles were like 3 or 4 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a lot per each person. You know, they each had what would be a normal review.
Mm-hmm.
For, you know, like, you'd go flip through like old Game Pros and stuff, and it would just be like a side panel.
Yeah.
So you'd have like 4 games on one page.
Mm-hmm.
It'd just be a small I mean, you were getting more out of their reviews than that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you get to read a lot more in depth. Like, I remember when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and they did reviews for it. It was cool because I knew quite a bit about the game as far as, like, the mechanics of it,
mm-hmm.
and the pros and cons of, like, you know, I mean, they straight up said, like, we love the game. It's a little too cutscene heavy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, the game is
second
like
half of the game,
3 hours long.
Yeah, because they were like, the second half of the game doesn't really feel like a game.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, it's so amazing and immersive that we're going to give it a good score because it is a good game. But just going
Wish
in,
it had
like,
more game to it.
Yeah, just going in, know that you're going to be spending a lot of the time with the controller on the floor.
Yeah, and that's 100% factual. I love Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
But I do kind of wish there was more game to it, because if you skip all the cutscenes, you can beat that game in like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's really short.
It's super short.
I mean, it's like playing the first game.
Yeah.
Because the first game, you knew the same thing.
Yeah, so the first game definitely, I think, had more game to it.
Now, the only thing
Just not as good.
Well, the only thing about that series is that kills me is the codec stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because people calling you all the time. I don't know how many times I can ignore calls. And then a lot of those games, you can't ignore them. They started getting to where they would just, like, automatically bring it up.
Well,
and
if
I'm
it
no.
was a story element to it, like to give you some narrative, you couldn't ignore those. But you can normally ignore the little banter. Of course, I loved it. I was in it 100%.
Actually, in the third game, there was...
I called Otacon all the time.
Well, in the third game, there were some runs where
doing, bro?
I would call everybody.
And especially during boss
at every
fights.
Different spot.
I would call everyone at least once or twice during a boss fight just to see what they would say.
Yeah.
Because that's normally where we got some of the more interesting things.
Well, like the best in the third one is calling people while you're in the box.
Yeah.
It's the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get some of the funniest stories because nobody understands why you're in the box.
Yeah.
And you just feel safe. But yeah, and then speaking of Phil Fish,
Yeah, we mentioned him earlier about what did we what brought him up?
Well,
Being a bitch.
yeah, being a bitch.
Other things.
And he's been a real big bitch lately.
I mean, granted, I would probably be a bigger bitch if someone doxed me.
The doxing is not the part that
Because that's bullshit for anybody.
Speaking of, okay, we had the thing with Total Biscuit. We were talking about,
Gaming hype.
Yeah, the gaming hype thing. Well, like, he also talked a little bit about gaming journalism and how it's kind of bullshit. And so, and Phil Fish was kind of white knighting for Zoe Quinn on this whole thing. And he was being really condescending towards YouTubers like ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not like up there where, Total Biscuit's at.
Total Biscuit, I mean, if you go to his channel, he prominently puts that he is the #1 PC video game critic on YouTube. And that is well deserved because his videos are amazing.
And so, but okay, here's the part that really pissed me off is that Phil Fish decided to say, he's a YouTuber.
Well,
and I'm just like, and you're a fucking hack.
Yeah, like, you're a one-hit wonder, and that hit is very love it or hate it.
And I mean, like I said before, with the his instability of like, who mentally could say like, well, this game doesn't do good, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah. He's got some problems.
He does.
And
he's a guy that I don't think I would ever get along with.
No, because
he's not a guy that I feel that is misunderstood. He's a guy that I feel that he's a genuine douchebag.
Well, yeah, George Carlin would have called him pretentious cocksucker.
Yes, that's a title that I think he should.
Yeah, and
merit.
I mean, I would probably rather be castrated than play Fez 2. And he was saying, fuck you, you don't deserve Fez 2 to the fans. And I'm like, granted, I don't give a shit about Fez 2.
Yeah,
I really
hate
don't.
Fez.
But to the people out there that do give a shit about Fez and they had fun with that game, that's not really right of him to do that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, he's punishing his actual legitimate fans.
I mean,
for the people trolling him that wasn't going to buy Fez 2 in the first place.
Those were the people that refused to even like download it for free.
Yeah.
On PSN this month.
Yeah.
Because they don't even want to give him the satisfaction of playing his game. Yeah, playing his game.
So I mean, the thing is, you're punishing the people that actually want and will give you money and financially support you for your work.
Yeah.
By giving in to people who weren't going to buy your game in the first place.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
So pretty much the trolls
honestly
happened.
My opinion, he didn't have Fez 2.
Oh no.
I think he just mentally
broke. He barely had Fez 1.
I think he was looking for an out to get out of the gaming industry because he just didn't have it.
It wouldn't surprise me.
He didn't have the chops. Because it's hard. I don't have the chops. I would drive myself crazy trying to build a game. Yeah. I've tried. And I tried for like a day. And I'm like, this is fucking hard. I have so much respect for people who make really, 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 really shitty games because they're better than I'll ever be.
Yeah. Yeah,
I have good ideas, I think, but everyone does. So.
Well, it's one of those things where, at least you try.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I mean, at least the game, I will say about Fez that at least it was competent.
Yeah.
It is, it is cool looking. It's a cool idea. It controls well. I just don't care for the concept.
I don't like the game.
The game itself just really does not grab me.
No. And I thought it was neat. I thought it was going to be more platformy puzzles.
Yeah.
Like Braid. Yeah. I was really thinking it was going to be like, it's going to be like Braid, but you have like an open type world to explore, and I was really excited about it, but no, it's not. Yeah. It's this weird puzzle game, and if you figured out that game yourself to how to progress in it, you should be teaching somewhere because you are obviously a genius, or I'm just really, really dumb. Because I could not figure out how to progress in that game 99% of the time.
I guess it is like Braid in certain aspects. Yeah. Because Braid was a tough game. When you get to around the third or fourth world is where it really starts getting kind of tricky. Mm-hmm. And you really got to start strapping the thinking cap on. But yeah, we've just a lot of bullshit this week with stuff. Sims 4 is
Sims 4. Okay, full disclosure. I have pre-ordered Sims 4 for my wife. She's a Sims fanatic.
Yeah,
She loves The Sims.
my girlfriend likes The Sims a lot. And
Yeah. And I'm not saying that I hate The Sims. I played Sims 1 to the point of absurdity. I skipped Sims 2. Didn't really have any interest in Sims 3. But I played Sims 1 probably enough to do me a lifetime. Because I played
You're
that
like,
game.
I've built enough walls around people and lit their room on fire.
Yeah. To do a human for the rest of their life. However, my wife loves the game and she's excited about Sims 4. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll pre-order it. Why not? Just so I had the money at the time, and it's one of those. I'm kind of on a budget right now to where if I have the money to give, like throw at something frivolous like that, I might as well do it just right then because
Yeah, it's not
a week down the road it might not be there.
Yeah.
So my wife wanted it. Go ahead and pre-order it. And the more and more I'm reading about the game, the more and more I think that EA is going to totally... And I say EA, Maxis is developing it.
Yeah.
EA's publishing it. I think Maxis is owned by EA. So I guess it's kind of like EA developing it. I think they have totally fucked this game. I have no faith that it's even going to be in a somewhat playable form when it's released. They have announced that they're not going to give anyone review copies until the game is released. Which, that's a red flag. When
Yeah,
a AAA
that's
studio
bad.
is not releasing review copies for a AAA game, that is a big red flag.
Yeah, we call back to Medal of Honor Warfighter,
Yeah.
where you have a huge patch day one that's for crouching and
Yeah, for basic game
basic
FPS.
game mechanics and stuff.
And that's my theory. My theory is not that EA and Maxis are super devious. I really don't think they have the game finished
Yeah.
at all. I think the reason that you cannot get review copies until the game is released, because I think the game will be done when it's released. I don't think the game is complete. I think there is an entire dev team working to finish this game.
Well, you said it's digital only, right?
Yeah, it's through Origin.
Well, then that's another red flag.
I mean, and if it does have a disc copy, I bet it's going to be like it's to install Origin and then you download the game. I don't think there's going to be a copy of this game on release day on a disc anywhere in the world.
Well, that just means they could be doing, whatever to it.
And they took out so many features that were in the base game of Sims 3 that I'm sure they're going to sell me in expansion packs.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you buy Sims 3 and then try to buy all the expansion packs and they're not on sale, you're going to spend over $300.
Yeah.
That's how many of the fuckers there are. So, pools isn't in Sims 4. There's a bunch of other stuff that they've taken out that they say, oh, we're going to add back. But they just, of course, haven't said that if they're going to add it back
And you're gonna pay for it.
and you're going to pay for it. Or if they're going to just add it because it should have been in the original fucking game to begin with.
See, I mean, there's things that other developers have been doing with games that, I mean, Dark Souls 2, for instance, like, and this is not a negative thing. It's just like, when I first got the game, it was completely finished.
Mm-hmm.
I beat the game, well, I guess they'd released one patch.
Yeah.
Because they had like a day one patch.
Mhm.
But it wasn't anything crazy. But no, I mean, I beat the game relatively quickly. And
You beat it in 2 weeks.
yeah, 2 weeks. So it was about, I spent about 90 hours on it.
Mhm.
And that was including like PvP and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, game was fine. And then they went through and addressed things that were giving people problems as far as like there were some of the
Mainly
enemies and
balancing.
yeah,
issues.
they balanced some stuff.
Yeah.
And I think they're on patch 6, maybe 7, and they're on their second DLC.
Yeah.
Everything's been running smoothly, but they released a game that has gotten patches,
Mhm.
but they've not like
The game wasn't broken on
yeah,
day
they
one.
didn't take features away. They gave you everything
Well,
that you were supposed to get
See, that's what I don't understand.
day one, and they just kept adding
If The
stuff
Sims
to it.
4 is not done, don't release it.
Yeah,
Push it back.
it's not that big of a deal.
It
They
happens
used to-
all the fucking time.
Well, fucking like Valve and id Software did it all the time back in the day, and guess what? People still bought the shit out of their
It's
games.
still done. Watch Dogs was pushed back like what, 4 months or 8. When did
And people still
it was
bought
supposed to
that
be a
terrible
launch
game.
title? It was it was supposed to be a launch title for the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
It came out when? 3 months ago?
Was it just 3 months ago?
I can't remember when it came out.
Time is lost on
But
me,
it wasn't
but
finished.
No.
It probably really wasn't finished when they released it. But that's,
No.
especially the PC version. It was buggy and shitty as fuck.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, Ubisoft. I'm sorry, Ubisoft. I cannot buy your games on PC anymore. You have broken me. The only time I will buy your game on PC is when I accidentally forget that you're Ubisoft.
But
And it's like on sale on
there's
Steam.
probably 3 Ubisoft games that I will purchase. I've thought about getting Black Flag because I've just heard a lot of people say that it
Nope.
it really is good.
I'm telling you right now,
But-
I have not played it. I can just tell you, it sucks.
I just
You know
don't-
why? Because every Assassin's Creed game sucks. Like, the first one
Well, I didn't like the first one.
sucked. The second one,
No, the second one was good. I just couldn't finish
the
it.
second one was the best in the series. And I hear Brotherhood was good, but I was done.
I own Brotherhood. I've heard Brotherhood's great.
And then 3, everybody, like,
now 3 I heard
I was tired after
was
2.
crap.
Yeah, I was tired after
But-
2. I didn't want any more after 2.
But 4 I've heard is like leaps and bounds
No.
over 2 and 3.
I'm
Or not
sorry.
2 and 3.
I've heard the same thing. I just don't believe it. It's one of those things that I don't even want evidence. If you put a controller in my hand and put in Black Flag and you see a smile on my face and I look like I'm having a good time and I even tell you, wow, I'm having a really good time, I'm not. I won't believe it at my core because it's an Assassin's Creed game.
But you said you liked Risen 2, and Black Flag is pretty much like a Risen type.
Oh well, I mean,
Assassin's
Risen
Creed.
is a like an action RPG
Well, that's kind of what
like
I mean.
Diablo
Like this one's not RPG or anything.
pirate.
But this one's like pretty much.
Here's what I've heard about Black
Pirates,
Flag.
It's Pirates Creed, is what.
Well, from what I heard about Black Flag, it would have been a billion times better game if it wasn't an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
If they would have just took the Assassin's Creed game, like if they just let you be pirate.
Well,
Because
that's
everyone said
probably
that
just the story.
the pirate stuff is great, but then all of a sudden you have to do the Assassin's Creed shit, and
Mm.
it kind of ruins the game.
Well, like but going on the Ubisoft things, like Far Cry 4,
I'll play it, but like I said, I don't think I can buy it on PC.
and the Division.
The Division, I literally have no desire to play.
I just think it looked really fucking fun because I'd be playing with friends online.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing about the Division, and I was just like not sold. I was sold on Watch Dogs. I thought Watch Dogs looked pretty cool.
And see, I never was because like
I thought it
I
was
knew
gonna be
that
cool.
I knew that everything that they showed wouldn't be like what it appeared to be. Because seriously, about 9 months before the game came
Oh
out.
yeah, that's when they showed the.
Well, it's not just that. About 9 months before, somebody just predicted everything. They were just like, no, it's going to come out and it's going to be where, like, they're going to show you all this cool shit, but you can't really do any of it to the depth of what they're saying.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be, like, really linear, or it's going to be open, but it's going to be boring and bland. And then it's
That's
just,
what it was.
yeah, it's just going to be filler.
Not a horrible game.
Filler content.
A good game. Honestly, I think Sleeping Dogs is a better game,
Sleeping Dogs is a much better game.
and they're
But
coming
they
out with
all-
a
Yeah,
like
the
enhanced
definitive,
edition.
the
Is that-
definitive edition.
Yeah.
It's just because I know I can't really blame the companies for doing it. I'm happy about a lot of them because they're coming out for PS4. And a lot of these I'm glad to get like more, like closer to the PC versions where it's
Yeah.
it's up-resed and the textures are high and you get 60 frames per second. I'm cool with all that shit
Yeah.
because
Well, I
Like,
mean,
it's just
and it
better.
makes sense because if the game already had a PC version, the HD version is there.
yeah,
You porting it over to a PS4 and an Xbox One. That's
super
they're
simple.
PCs.
Yeah.
They're running x86 processors.
So I'm glad that they're doing that. I know that a lot of people are just like fucking, this is just a cash grab and
Well-
stuff like that. And to a certain extent, yeah, I agree that
It
oh
is.
yeah, it totally.
They want to
is.
make money.
because and
They can put
plus
minimal
it's-
effort and make money back.
Well, plus
so
it's
win.
Squeenix.
Yeah.
Because our friend Tyler was bitching about the Deus Ex HR thing, and yeah, it when they released it,
Mhm. Well, at least Deus Ex HR, the director's cut. If you already own it on PC, it was just $5 to get the full director's cut version.
Which isn't bad. It's just
so it's like a.
But when they released it on consoles, it was you had to buy like an entire new game.
Yeah.
And it was bullshit. Just because they're like, hey, we fixed the bosses and all that shit we should have fixed in the first place with a fucking patch.
Yeah.
It would have been a huge patch, but still, we should have done it. And no, you had to buy an entire new game.
Did it even come out on consoles?
Yes.
Like, I know it came out on the Wii U. But
Yeah,
did it
no,
come out...
the PS3 has a director's cut, too.
Okay,
And I know
cool.
the 360 probably does, too.
That's cool.
But
Well, and
now, if you never bought the game in the first place, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Because you're probably going to get the director's cut cheaper out the gate.
see, that's what I liked because I already had the game. If you only had the base Human Revolution, it was actually an amazing deal because you got the director's cut version for $5 that included the Missing Link DLC and the fixed bosses and stuff like that. I already own Missing Link and Human Revolution, and I haven't bought it because I beat the game. Honestly, Human Revolution was good, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
And my biggest problem with Human Revolution is you're in an open world, which is cool, but there's nothing fucking in it. Like, there was this time where I'm in a sewer, and I see a corner, like, up high, where I can't reach. But I have the strength ability, so I can move, like, these big dumpsters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's something, I convinced myself that there's something in that corner. Because I can just feel it. It just felt like something should be there, because it's there. Yeah. Why have a little nook if there's nothing there?
Yeah.
So I go out, I stack these dumpsters up, I rig some apparatus to get me to where I can jump and finally get up there. I spend probably close to 35 minutes doing this.
Yeah.
You know what's up there?
Nothing.
Fucking nothing. And that's the whole game. There's nothing anywhere. There's nothing to explore.
Well,
there's no reason to explore.
That was the thing, like, that I hated, is they did such a good job with building these cities.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in them.
There's nothing in them.
You can't do anything. And, like, you'll walk around these really nice-looking cities, just staring at everything.
Yeah.
And you look around, but there's nothing to do.
Yeah, that's what annoyed me. Like, there's really no point in it. Yeah. Like, they could have saved a lot of dev time just doing that's basically what it was. It was like in an old school game, when you get to the end of the level, you click the button to go to the next level. All Deus Ex Human Revolution is you get to you want to start the level, we'll run over through this beautiful world we've created with nothing in it to this little waypoint.
Yeah.
And talk to this person and start your level.
Why couldn't it have been like the original Deus Ex?
Yeah.
Where it was an open world thing where you're walking around this city, but everywhere it felt like you could get into different shit.
Yeah.
You could go and infiltrate a fucking, like, huge lab.
Because, see, that game actually had legitimate side quests.
Yeah.
Where Human Revolution had none. Like, there were spots where it said side quest, but that was just bullshit.
Yeah.
It was literally a side quest. And it was,
but it's a very,
it wasn't organic either.
It's just a very linear game stuck where it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Human Revolution. I'm bashing on it pretty hard, but
no,
I liked the game.
The game's mechanics were cool. The graphics were
the Typhoon was the most OP weapon in the history of existence, and I love it. I love OP shit in games, single player games. Making yourself overpowered, no problem with it whatsoever, because you just feel like a super badass. When you go into slow motion, you hear the and then you punch the floor and shit just fucking dies.
Yeah.
That is the shit.
Well, like, but yeah, speaking of like HD, redos or, anything like that, like, 2033, the Metro.
Yeah, Redux.
Redux. That came out, and I'm pretty happy about that.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy about it, too.
Yeah, I mean, because it finally gives me a chance to play
2033, which is an amazing game.
Because I own 2033 on the PC, but I can't play it.
Yeah.
Because my PC cannot handle it. So now I can play it on PS4, and I also get Last Light on PS4, which I loved on PS3. And, I mean, hands down, it had to be the most beautiful game on the PS3.
Yeah, it was really good. I was impressed with how well that... I didn't think... Because Metro 2033 on the Xbox 360 sucked.
Yeah.
It was
But granted,
frame rate was horrible.
It was an older
Yeah.
You know, it was an early title for 360.
Yeah, and on the PC, it looked beautiful, but Jesus Christ, did it take every ounce of power that you could possibly throw at it.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't play it till, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It was a ridiculously resource-intensive game.
And see, that's what, like, Last Light's engine is what they rebuilt 2033 in, and it's more optimized and just runs a whole lot better. So PC players that couldn't play the game before are now being able to play the game, which is great. So they're relatively cheap.
How much is it?
It's $25 per game, and I think if you get it bundled, it's probably 50
40?
or 40. Yeah.
It's probably 40 for the bundle.
Yeah,
That would make sense.
It would be nice if that's what it is. But
Yeah.
Now for PC, it might be 40.
Yeah, I'm not
console, it might be a little more expensive.
Yeah,
But,
I don't. I mean, I'm glad that they're on the PC because I kind of wish that they would release the definitive edition of Tomb Raider on the PC. I probably wouldn't buy it,
Yeah.
but just because I feel that the PC versions of 2033 that I have and Last Light are HD.
Yeah, I
enough.
mean they're great.
They look
if you
good.
if you can play them, then I
Yeah.
don't really see a reason to get them.
But I mean, I'm not upset that they're on. I'm like I said, I wish that they would release the Tomb Raider on PC because they did a lot of changes to the animations, and it legitimately looks better. The best looking version of Tomb Raider is on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Which hurts me as a member of the PC Master Race.
Well, like like I said, I was really glad that they released those because as soon as I heard that they were doing Redux and
I
it
was
was coming it was coming relatively soon, I was extremely excited.
I take that
about
back. I might actually rebuy 2033 just because I bet it uses Steamworks instead of Games for Windows Live.
Yeah.
So I can get some sweet Steam achievements for beating that game.
And
Oh,
I'm
wait,
sure
no,
they
never
would be-
mind. I'm a fool. Metro 2033 does have Steam achievements. It doesn't use Games for Windows Live. I was thinking
Yeah.
of another game.
No,
So,
it does.
so good job, THQ, for not fucking me in the ass with Games for
Well,
Windows Live. That doesn't exist anymore.
Let's see.
RIP THQ.
I've got Metro to buy. I had a pre-order on it, but we got screwed over a bit on our hours at work, so I may trade some stuff in and try to
Get it?
see what I can do, because I might be able to pick it up.
Well,
Because that'd be nice. You know, it's
Yeah.
two full-length games that.
and
one
you
of
haven't
them,
played the first one.
No, not at all. And,
I mean, I haven't played the second one. I have it installed on my
Last Light's
computer.
pretty damn fun.
But the Metro 2033 is one of those games I didn't think I was going to get into. But after the first hour of the game, I was hooked. I couldn't
Last
stop
Light,
playing.
I was entranced by it pretty much immediately. It just does such a good job sucking you in. Like,
You know, it was funny that Metro Last Light was announced as a Wii U launch title.
Was it?
Yep.
Wow.
Or if at least it was going to be a launch window title. And you know what game platform that Last Light is not on?
the Wii U.
The Wii U. That is.
I guess
Neither is
they-
Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs isn't on there yet.
Yeah,
It was supposed to be.
I guess they just pulled out. They're like, no.
Yep.
But I'm also looking forward to Hotline Miami 2.
Hotline Miami 2, I'm very excited about that. I was a late bloomer to Hotline Miami, not because I thought I was going to hate it. It's just that I'm cheap. I mean, the game was like $15, and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it when it's $2. So I
Yeah.
bought it when it was $2.50. So I gave them that 50 cents. I'm such a cock. I really am. I'm so jaded when it comes to Steam. When I see a game for $50, I'm like, I'll see you when you're 5,
Yeah.
bitch.
Well, like the second one, I had a chance to see. They've put up some leaked game footage, and I'm not gonna spoil any like story stuff because I have seen quite a bit of story stuff. All I'm gonna say is like it's cool because you have multiple characters this time.
Mm-hmm.
There's crazy plot twist stuff going on.
Are they
And
switchable characters, or are they like you change while you go through
you change as you go through the story.
So it's kind of like the epilogue
yeah, it's a lot like that.
of the first game?
And it raises new questions on everything. Like, I mean, there were so many things where I was
Okay.
just like, I didn't want to go too far into the story because like it was blowing
Do
my
me
mind.
a favor
just
on
some of
this,
that.
if you could. Can you spoil the first game for me? I've beat Hotline Miami, and I've beat it by collecting all the pieces so I could put in the password at the end. What the fuck is that game about?
Okay, there's actually quite a bit of speculation. Like Heath and I had a
So it
conversation.
is up in the air.
Oh yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of different theories. Some of them are pretty crazy.
You know what my theory is? I don't have one. I have no idea. All I know is I killed a bunch of people.
The thing is, the second game may explain all that because there's a lot of stuff in it that they were showing that it's alluding a lot to the first game and events that happen in it. And like I said, I didn't want to ruin too much for myself, so like I only watched a certain amount of it.
Because I talked to a guy that wears a chicken head, a guy that wears a horse head,
yeah,
and a guy that wears a giraffe head. What the fuck kind of head is?
I mean, there are speculations that Jacket is.
So Jacket is the character you play.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's speculation that the character you're talking to in the supermarket, the rental store, and the pizza place and the sushi bar, like those are all you.
Oh, so you're like they're doing a schizophrenia type angle.
Like they're all you talking pretty much to yourself. That's why like later in the game you go spoilers for anybody that has not played this game all the way through.
Well, honestly,
I mean,
my whole thing is
the story is it's really crazy anyway.
Yeah, if you could figure it, if he spoils the game and you play the game, like, oh, okay, I understand that.
Yeah, because
you're
it's
a better
not one
man
of those
than
things.
me.
Yeah, well, you going through the game, you wouldn't go, "Wow, I totally like figured this out," because it doesn't. It's just crazy, and it's all speculation anyway. There's no like
everything
concrete...
he is saying right now is just a theory.
But it's just you go later on in the game, you know, you're kind of going nuts, and you're seeing all these dead people that you've killed before, and that guy's he's no longer at the store. It's an old guy that doesn't know you.
Yeah.
At every one of those places, there's an old guy. He's just like, I don't fucking know you.
Yeah.
You know, because the other guy's giving you free shit all the time. He's like, what are friends for, you know? And you're just wondering, you're like, am I just stealing this stuff?
Yeah.
Am I just going into a store talking to myself and stealing shit? You know, it's just like, how weird is that? But like, you know, you got that. You're talking to the weird, you know, like you said, pretty much the trio of animal head dudes.
Yeah.
They're telling you to do this shit. There's the phone calls that you're getting.
Yeah.
Where they're telling you to go to people's houses and kill these people.
And what happened to the chick? Because at one point in the game, you like rescue this doped up chick.
She totally gets her fucking head blown off.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've beat the game.
She's on the bathroom floor. When you get shot, she's on the bathroom floor dead.
Oh, okay.
And the cops talk about how they like eviscerated your girlfriend or whatever. But no, like the speculation that's going on right now, where like my roommate and I have been talking about it some, because we were trying to figure it out. What we speculate is, you know, you fight the motorcycle guy, and you kill him. You kill him, but at the end of the game, it shows that that's not exactly how things go, and either it's a parallel universe thing where it's just you're going like, I can't remember what they're called. It's pretty much, you know, you're just paradoxing. You're going off into like two totally
different timeline.
Yeah, different timeline.
You're forking.
Yeah, it's either something like that, or the part where you fight him doesn't go the way that you're thinking it goes. Like when you fight him and you know, kill him with a golf club, I'm thinking that maybe it goes the way that his goes, where he stamps your head in.
Yeah.
Not killing you.
But
he thinks he kills you, but he fucks you up. And so, because after that point in the game, that's when the weird shit starts to happen. And maybe him get shot in the head and stuff like that, maybe that didn't happen that way. Although it's weird because you go to the police station afterwards and you kill the guy who shot you. I mean, you know, you go into a cell and fucking murder him. And so like, he exists, and you're wondering, you know, because you have to kill all these cops to go through it. You know, it makes you wonder, like, okay, were the cops protecting this guy?
Why did this guy have the cops in his back pocket?
Yeah. Why?
Mob type stuff?
It's like, why are all these people protecting? Because, like, the police chief guy is like, you know, he's got a whole group of guys waiting for you when you come in there.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, we're going to take him out by the books or whatever. And So you're just like, okay, but there's so much shit going on in this game, and the ending, both endings, don't make any sense because this is cleaner people. They were there the whole time. You're just like, what?
Yeah,
What
and
is
then
even
they're at
going
the
on?
end of the game too. If you get the real ending,
It just
and
makes
collect
me
all the
wonder
shit.
if like the whole thing's not some kind of a, I don't know, like if it's the first game's made to fuck with you, and then the second one's gonna answer the questions.
I don't know.
But
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just know that I enjoyed viciously murdering everyone in that game.
Well, I can honestly say you're gonna have just as much fun doing it in the second one, and it is gonna be a lot more difficult.
Really?
Yes, and also the music. I was worried about the music being as good as it is in the. It's really badass. They did a good job with the music again. So, music's great. The gameplay looks smooth. Also, I will say that there's a double mask, and it's fucking awesome.
Was it double mask?
It's where there's a mask that's two characters, and you control a guy with a chainsaw, and the guy behind you is an AI control guy, and he's very well at controlling. He controls how like the AI controls against you, like your enemies and shit. He controls that well, so he's a crack shot, and like, but yeah, you have a guy that he can pick up whatever gun. And he fires it from behind, and you come in like fucking cutting people open with a chainsaw. It's amazing. Because at first I thought it was co-op gameplay. But no, it's just an AI-controlled guy with you, but he's just badass.
That's cool.
So,
so like Shiva from Resident Evil 5?
Yeah, except not shitty and not getting himself
God
killed.
damn, was that the shittiest AI-controlled companion you've ever experienced in your life?
Very much so.
I can't remember the guy's name, but in one of the boss fights where it's this dude and you're on a boat and he turns into like this weird whale thing. Were you over here when this happened?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fighting this thing solo, and there's this attack he does where he comes up on the end of the boat and he just opens his mouth and shuts it.
Yeah.
The way you defend against this, ridiculously hard to avoid attack is just to stay the fuck at the back of at the front of the boat.
Yeah.
Where he can't reach you. So when he opens his mouth, I'm standing at the back of the boat. I mean, I guess technically the front of the boat because he's at the back. I'm standing at the front of the boat waiting for the douchebag to quit. And my AI-controlled Shiva partner decides now is a great time to melee attack him. So she literally runs up and kicks him in the face and then gets eaten. Instant game over.
And it happened like 4 times.
Yeah, that game was rage-inducing to play by yourself.
Oh, and it's even more rage-inducing once we got to... Because, see, Luke and I actually went through the entire game on professional difficulty, and we beat it because I wanted the platinum. And did you get the platinum for it?
No, because Capcom and their infinite wisdom.
Yeah. So how did we get you back up to that? Like,
well, the thing, you pretty much gave me a bunch of weapons.
Okay.
Like you gifted me a bunch of stuff because it sucked. I am 1 trophy away from platinuming Resident Evil 5, and it's the loadout trophy, like the max load.
Yeah.
So I've got the beat the game on professional trophy. I got every single trophy but to like fully max out all your weapons. I had 2 weapons that I needed to max out. My PS3 dies. That's fine. I literally at this time I backed up my PS3 on a weekly basis. So I'm like, at the most I've lost 2 days of gameplay because I was intentionally trying to platinum this game at the time.
Yeah.
Well, Capcom and their infinite wisdom has decided to like copyright lock their saves. So the saves that I have on my hard drive that I've backed up to won't transfer to my new PS3 that I bought.
And see,
I lost everything.
That's dev it's dev bullshit.
Yeah,
see,
I was
and
so
that's
annoyed.
another thing that I noticed about Capcom.
They suck balls?
Yeah.
They suck a big old dick.
I think this is my theory, because I've noticed that there's barely any of their PS2 classics at all on PS3. So what I'm thinking is they wanted to charge too much. I think they wanted to charge $20 for their titles.
That's ridiculous.
But I believe
When you can
that
find them in a bargain bin used at almost any flea market for like $8.
if not 20, then like $14.99, which I'd probably say 14. But yeah, I think they were wanting to charge like $14, which the only game that I've seen that did that and it surprised the shit out of me was San Andreas. San Andreas is $15 for the PS2 version. I was like,
that's
no.
weird. I bought every single Grand Theft Auto you can possibly buy on the PC during a Steam sale for like $8 for all of them.
Yeah, I paid like 6 or 7.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
But I mean, like, but there's like no Capcom games, at all on there. There's like God Hand and there may be a couple, but there's no like Onimusha's.
Now, me and you have a completely different experience with Onimusha, though. I hated that game.
See, I had fun with Onimusha.
I hated the way it controlled. I thought it controlled stupid.
Well, like, I dug the first game a lot. I didn't get to play 2 or 3. I played Dawn of Dreams, which is really fucking good. Dawn of Dreams
is when they switched to like Devil May Cry style controls.
It's more like, you know, over the shoulder type Resident Evil 4
where
type
the
thing.
Onimusha 1 and 2
are kind of tank controls.
It was so stupid because up on your analog stick was forward no matter what direction your character was facing. Because it used fixed cameras.
Yeah.
Which is fine because guess what? Another game did that. Devil May Cry, the first one, used fixed cameras.
Yeah.
But you still moved the analog stick in the direction you wanted your character to move.
Yeah.
But on Onimusha, if you wanted to move forward, it was forward. If you wanted to move right, it was like his right. You had to go right on the analog stick. So that means sometimes you were pushing right on the analog stick for him to go your left on the screen. Yeah. And it was too disoriented for me. I couldn't get into it.
Really? I think I adapted to that pretty quick. Now, the one that I didn't play was the Genma Onimusha for the Xbox. And the reason I didn't play it is because you had to do... I think they wanted to make the game more difficult. Mm-hmm. It was already kind of a difficult game, but like they wanted to make it where you battled for souls. Like when you kill an enemy, you know, they drop souls and you absorb them.
Yeah.
This one you'd get in like a battle with them where you'd kind of have a clash and you'd have to like tap out and like, yeah. I was just like, that's just going to wear my fucking hand out. I was like, I kind of play these games to like relax a little bit, but they're also tensing because of the difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of the enemies are just really fucked up and weird and they creep you out a little bit, and so you're just like, oh man, this big lanky dude with a sword, I gotta get away from him, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta sneak past him. I liked it. It was kind of like, you know, Samurai Resident Evil.
Yeah, I wanted to like it. But the controls I couldn't get around. I probably need to play, I guess, the third one in the series. Is that the one that fixed the controls?
The fourth one.
Fourth one.
Yeah.
Didn't that have an actor in it?
No, the third one had Jean Reno.
That's what I was thinking.
But the fourth one just had Goat Boy. Which, yeah, that's what it's called. It's Goat Boy. Goat Boy's the shit, though, man. I mean, you fight like a fucking Oni or something at the very beginning of the game, and it's just badass. Like, he's just like, you're fighting him on a rooftop. Like, he's bigger than the roof. I mean, he's bigger than the fucking house. Like, he's like 2 times the size of a house, and you're just running around the rooftop fucking him up. It's awesome. And that's at the very beginning of the game.
That's cool.
And you turn into a Oni, I think, because you got like this Oni mode.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Because Tatsunoko versus Capcom, they put it in there, and it made him like...
Why is that game not on other platforms?
I don't know.
I mean, did Nintendo publish that or something? Did they pay for it to be made? Because that game sold like dick on the Wii.
Oh, I know, and it's amazing.
And it's an amazing fighting game that people would buy and play if they could play it on a platform they liked.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's great.
I mean, I have fight sticks for the PC and the PS3.
Yeah, and
I would own it.
You know that they have a Wii fight stick?
Yeah, I know. So I don't want to buy another fight stick.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's stupid that they even have one when they only have like one.
The whole reason I didn't buy a fight stick for the 360 is their fight sticks don't work on the PC.
Yeah.
Because they have that stupid, like, proprietary bullshit USB shit that the 360 does. But the PS3 doesn't have that, so I got to use my
that's why
fight stick on the PC so I can do it on my MAME stuff and the PS3.
That's why I bought that Quamba.
Yeah.
because the Quamba has the 360, PS3, and PC like all built in.
Do you have to switch?
It's just got a little thing at the top. You just flip it over.
See, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because that was my biggest complaint was the 360 switches. I mean, the 360 fight sticks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't work on anything but a 360. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not paying $120 for a stick
Yeah, this was great,
and only
man.
using it on a 360.
And it feels fucking perfect. That Quamba is just shit.
Do you have
man.
that already?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Oh, you need to bring that over. I need to
I got
check
it
it out.
months ago.
That's
Like,
cool.
Yeah, it came in a long time. It's a Q4. It's a black.
Yeah, I can check that out.
Black with white buttons. It's nice.
Yeah, we need to play some, what is it? King of Fighters.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, well, I mean, King of Fighters 13. Honestly, I wouldn't mind learning Marvel versus Capcom
Oh, God.
3. I know it's cheese as hell, but
Well, that's
God,
just-
it looks so badass when
the-
people are good at it.
Yeah, when the people are good at it, they're astonishing. The Friday Night Fight stuff that we do a lot of times, like I would watch the guys play, and
when there's people good at it, it is one of the most.
mind-blowing.
It's one of the most not only mind blowing, but just fun spectator thing. I watched Evo for MV3 this year. MVC3, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where Justin Wong won it.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ, that is a fun game to watch. High skill players just go
Yeah.
to town.
The thing is, my problem is the practice that it takes to do the air combos and keep them like going, and
Well,
to just do the massive.
That's my main
amounts of
problem
stuff.
with all fighting games.
Like,
is the practice.
Well, that's the thing about like that's the reason I haven't played like the new Melty Blood, or I didn't really play much of the new Blaze Blue, and also the new Blaze Blue, the Chrono Phantasm. My favorite character in it.
What, Ragna?
No. She's new.
Oh.
I don't remember her name because I only played the game like twice, but I was beating ass with her, and it ends up she is the worst character in the game.
Oh,
and
she's bottom tier.
Yeah, she is the bottom character, and it sucks because like she's so much fun to play, but if you play against people once they've like gotten everything down with their character, they'll just wreck her no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You can't like win unless they just have some kind of huge flaw in their game.
Yeah. Or you
So-
get good.
No, it's just
I don't know,
It was
he-
one of those things where
I
it
mean,
was-
Taker was a bottom tier character when Blaze Blue first came out, and he beat the shit out of people with him.
Yeah, but he also still had like super hard time.
Oh yeah, he had to
That's-
work for
that's
it.
what I hate
but
about,
he earned it. He earned all his wins.
That's what I hate about tiers though, because like.
They have to exist just
I know,
because you know.
But it just sucks because sometimes you'll get a character that you are comfortable with and you really like.
I mean, the
but
only
they're,
way you
like,
can get rid of
bottom tier.
tiers is if you make a fighting game that only has one character.
The thing is, though, as far as tiers go, Virtual Fighter 5,
Yeah, it's pretty balanced.
It's pretty much balanced out. Like,
Yeah.
it's the perfection of fighting when it comes to a game like that.
I like the game. I just can't really get into it. I mean, as far as fighting games go, the game I play the most is probably Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Just because it's my speed. And that's why I think I might like King of Fighters, because it seems a little bit more that methodical type footsie game. You know, get in range, hit your combo, and then get out of range kind of stuff.
Which that's kind of the way, I've been playing Street Fighter, like the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing it some, and I didn't remember that it's a lot like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly just a game of like, you put pressure on them, like usually with projectiles or long range attacks and stuff to like get them to react in a way that's unfavorable to them, and then just counter
Mm-hmm.
attack, and then also like putting pressure in when it's needed, like having cross ups, and then like putting in combos and getting away, but also like just doing massive damage as quickly as
I
possible.
wish fighting games would get a mode like the new Killer Instinct has, where you can learn the combos at a slower pace.
Yeah.
Because some things in Street Fighter 4 is like these one-frame links.
Well,
and
Street
if
Fighter
for
4
people
has
who don't play
really
fighting,
weird ones.
well, for people who don't play fighting games, frame links is like the amount of frames you have to hit your inputs. So if a combo has a one-frame link, that means you have to hit a button, then hit the next button within one frame. And you're like, oh, well, that doesn't seem that hard. Well, the game's going at 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to learn those frame links
Yeah.
at speed. But it seems like, from what I hear, the people that's played the new Killer Instinct game, you can slow down the game and like learn the just
Yeah.
kind of like the rhythm of it, because a lot of those combos are rhythm based.
Yeah.
And once you can get that muscle memory down, keep speeding it up. I mean, that's how I learned how to play music and
Yeah.
things like that. And I wish all fighting games would get something like that.
I
So
wish that Third Strike had something like that. Because Third Strike, that's my only problem, is like the links are different based on what type of attack you're doing, whether it be like light, medium, or heavy.
Mhm.
And light has really quick frames where you have to, like, when you link something, you have to cancel into it like really quick.
yeah,
So if you're coming from light to medium or something like that, it's got to be fast.
Mhm.
And then like medium to heavy, it's a little slower. And then, just etc. Like it's a timing thing, like you said. Like it's really about figuring out the timing.
and like sometimes I accidentally do it, but I can't replicate it because I don't really know
Yeah.
what I did, and it annoys me. I get frustrated, and so I normally only have like 3 combos that I do, and I just try to play footsies and spam those.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I try to zone and hit my 3 combos that I can use consistently,
Yeah.
but I can't do the crazy fancy stuff, and that crazy fancy stuff is effective.
Yeah.
That's why the good players do it.
Well,
It's
that's
just that I don't have the patience and the skill to execute it.
That's like Yun, his even his super where
From
you
Third Strike?
Yeah, where you'll do the shit. Anyway, you'll do your super art and then like you'll just juggle the person,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so easy for him to build meter. Like I remember watching not long ago, I was watching our friend Zach, and he was playing against somebody who wasn't really they weren't really used to playing Third Strike, and they're just like trying to figure out what they're doing, and he's just sitting over to punch in the air, building meter, because you build meter so fast on that, and it's so damaging if you know what you're doing. And so he's just like, what's he doing over there punching? It's like, he's building meter. He's just gotten a full bar. You're
dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, that was quick that he got the full bar thing. I was like, yeah, now he's going to juggle you to death. He's like, well, not if I can help it. And I'm like, you can't.
Yeah, you're not good.
You're not good. He's just going to destroy you. And so he destroyed him. But, and, yeah, juggled him to death. But yeah, I mean, like, a lot of that stuff, even shit like that, I can't play, fucking, shit, what? Oh, man. I'm getting bad with names when it comes to, like, being late at night. But he's,
What game?
He's in Third Strike, and he's also in, like, 4 AE and Ultra 4. It's, shit, he's like a real dapper looking
Dudley.
boxer guy. Yeah, Dudley.
Yeah.
Well, Dudley's hard as fuck to learn at first because like he's all half circles and stuff like that, and his moves are so smooth. Like you gotta just get down like the rhythm to it.
Mm-hmm.
And watching Dudley players are amazing because I know how much work goes into them doing all the badass shit that they do.
Yeah.
Also, watching him kill somebody with a rose.
Yeah, because in Third Strike, the taunts normally actually would
They
inflict
do,
damage.
yeah, they do damage. Ken's got the one thing where he like lifts his finger up to like say, come on.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people, they've had like a slither of health and they've been going in to attack somebody and somebody taunt and just like hit him in the nose with his finger
and
they
it was a knockout.
die.
The best though is like you said, Dudley, because Dudley throws a rose.
Yeah, and
it does like a point of damage.
Yeah.
And so if they have a slither of health left and they can get in range for it, he can throw the rose and end the fight with a rose throw, and it's badass.
That and the ball cap, because like I laughed so hard because McCoy actually did that to somebody with the Yuns. He like hit him with the ball cap.
Oh, because his taunt is where he takes the cap off and like bows.
Yeah, he hit him with the ball cap and killed him. Or, not killed him, but knocked him out.
KO'd him.
But it was so funny. Dude got knocked out with a hat.
That's cool.
But yeah, the new the Resident Evil remake thing, they're put up some screens today that if you guys are interested in seeing that, definitely check that out.
Does it look like the GameCube, just high res, or does it look brand new?
It's completely like redrawn looking. Like they show where you can take the slider image is where they've got the GameCube one, and it looks pretty shoddy. I mean, granted, for the GameCube, like hell, it looked great, but by today's standards, you know, they've got it the way it's going to look if you brought it up on your HDTV. It's going to look like balls. And so they've got the little slider thing, this little green little slider, and you just move it across and it reveals what the HD one's going to look like. And it's a fucking hell of a difference. It makes a really good point for them to do that.
Yeah.
I've not ever seen anybody on an HD thing, like they'll do like a side-by-side or something. But when you do the slider, you can just see every little nuance of what has changed. Yeah. And it's almost like when you take, you know, when they take those old things, like say they had found a painting and it's been in like a house for just like forever and it's been uninhabited and there's all the shit that's got on it. And you get those people that come through and they'll clean and restore the painting. That's what it's like. It's like that difference. So
that's kind of cool. Yeah. I'm excited for it. Like, I've never beat the first Resident Evil. I've never played Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to check those games out.
The only thing I will say is, since it's the first Resident Evil, like, try not to shoot very often at first. Because when you get to the latter half of the game, the remake, I think, was a little bit better than the first game about it. But, yeah, when you get later on in the game, there's just tons of tough enemies everywhere.
From what I understand, though, those games aren't particularly long. Like, they were designed to be played over and over again.
Mainly, the part that's going to give you the most trouble is just figuring out like,
where to go.
Yeah, and to solve the puzzles. That's the longest part of the game.
Another Resident Evil game got announced. Well, I don't know if it got officially announced. It leaked that it exists, which is, what is it, the Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Which is, I'm pretty stoked for, because Revelations 1's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I never played it. It's not been $5 on Steam, so I don't own it. Once it gets $5 on Steam, I'll probably check it out.
It's pretty cool, though.
I heard it was one of the... I mean, at the time, it was supposed to be like the reason to own a 3DS. Because it was originally a 3DS title only.
Yeah.
And then they ported it to everything. And then it looks like the 3DS and the Wii U, no love from the sequel to this game. I think it's only going to be... It's either only going to be next gen and PC or next gen PC and last gen.
Yeah.
As far as the 360 and
PS3. You know, they've already used Nintendo like a whore on that one.
Yeah.
They were just like, we'll test this to see how the game does, and oh yeah, we'll release an HD version of it. Fuck you, Nintendo. You know, I don't know.
It's Nintendo's fault.
Yeah.
It's their fault that they don't have this shit. And I mean, what are you playing right now?
Other than MAME, because I've been going through, I went through The Punisher.
Yeah, I saw you go through Predator.
And, Aliens vs. Predator. I want to go through the Spider-Man arcade game that had, like, Namor, Hawkeye.
Yeah, I know.
That
what you're talking about.
I want to go through that game. I just got to find a cab emulator that'll play it. But also, you know, I've been playing through some Diablo 3.
I've been playing through Diablo 3. The Resurrection.
Yeah, Reaper of Souls.
Reaper of Souls.
The thing is, I don't have anybody I can play with at the moment just because my character is a level 63 monk, and no one on my friends list is anywhere near that.
Yeah, we're all 35s.
Yeah, a lot of them started over, and so they're, you know, running like Crusaders and stuff.
So why didn't they import their character?
I don't know, because a lot of
them
did they
not know they could do it?
I don't think they, like, one of the people I talked to knew he could do it. He had a level 58 barbarian.
And those are hard to level.
Yeah,
because they suck at the beginning.
Yeah. I've known some people to rage quit because of that, and so like in
my opinion, the barbarian kind of sucks if you play solo.
Yeah,
it's a bad solo class. Same thing with Demon Hunter.
Yeah, you get wrecked. That's why, like, I have a hardcore Demon Hunter, and I'm trying to get him like level. They have a trophy in the new one for killing Diablo with a hardcore character
That's cool.
and getting level 70 with a hardcore character. But I'm playing through right now on. I've got it on master difficulty because there's they've changed the difficulties.
I noticed that.
Because it and there's a thing that I did not know. They have a Paragon list to where like you can put in like once you get your Paragon levels, you can use those as points to put into like more health or more attack, things like that. I did not discover that until
Here's something that I saw
just now.
that seemed interesting. Once you hit level 70, it's like you unlock adventure mode. Do you know what that is?
No idea.
Yeah, it's just in the menu. It's just like adventure mode, and it's like locked, and it's like locked until level 70.
Huh.
So I have no idea what the fuck it is.
I don't know.
I never played Diablo on PC. I played like the early beta and didn't like it. And so I've solely played it on console. So I don't know if adventure mode is something on the PC version. If you know out there, tell us in the comments because I'm too lazy to Google. And I don't feel like looking it up.
Because like I don't know. I know that my character is leveling up pretty quick though. Cause
I've noticed that our characters seem to be leveling. Like we beat Diablo 3, all 4 acts, and we were about level 34, 35, and we just kind of stopped playing. We didn't really go back in and doing it, and so we've just started at chapter 5, and we seem to be leveling ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
We're just playing on normal because we're low level.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's been a lot of fun.
I'm on Act 1 and Master, and I'm leveling fast as hell.
Yeah, you're going to be capped soon.
Yeah.
At 70.
Yeah. So, I mean, but the cool thing is you can keep going on the Paragon thing or whatever, and
Are they like badass points in Borderlands?
yeah, pretty much.
No.
It's almost like a prestige, but it's not like having to go through a shit ton of levels to get one.
Mm-hmm.
You just get one every time you level. And I saw one guy that I was watching on Twitch. He had like 117.
Yeah.
Was his like prestige level or Paragon or whatever. And so he had tons of points. But his character was doing like, he was like 8 to 10 million per hit.
Fuck
without the Nephilim Glory thing.
That's crazy.
Because Nephilim Glory pretty much doubles your hit damage. So he was like doing 20 million per hit and just fucking wrecking shit. And like, I'm doing like 600,000 whenever I'm doing like double damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's doing ridiculous amounts. But I'm also not like rocking full all legendary gear. I've got like a lot of good pickup
have
stuff.
A bone I don't know if this is a glitch in the game, but me and Sarah were playing co-op. Sarah's my wife. And for whatever reason, the way that they had the loot, it was broken as shit. Like, I would go up and try to pick up an item, and the game would say that my wife's character, she plays a witch doctor, that her inventory was full. And then we both picked up 2 legendaries, and we know they're legendaries because, you know, they're the big stars on the map and the big line. We pick them up, then we go into our inventory to, you know, to identify them. They don't exist in either one of our inventories. And then, later in the game, there's a legendary. My wife goes and picks it up. She doesn't find it in her inventory. I open my inventory, it's in mine.
Huh.
So, like, local co-op, I don't know if it was just this game session we were playing, or they need to patch it, because local co-op loot was broken as shit. And it was very frustrating and annoying.
Yeah, I'd say so, because I know they were supposed to, I know with the PC version when they did Reaper of Souls, like right before it came out, they did a loot change where they changed the loot percentage.
Yeah, because they got rid of the For Money auction house.
And they fixed a lot of the stuff. And I don't know how that translated to the console versions or whatever.
Well, there is no local co-op on PC.
No.
So it just, I don't know, like I said, if it was just a glitch when we booted it up.
Yeah.
If for whatever reason. But like I said, it was so frustrating because I would have nothing in my inventory because I just got done selling all my shit that I didn't need. And then I would go try to pick something up. And then every time I try to pick something up, it would say that my wife's character's inventory was full.
That's weird.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
What about my... And then she would go over and try to pick it up, and it would say her inventory is full. So we'd have to go back. She'd empty her inventory. We'd come back. It still wouldn't let me pick it up. And then when she picked it up, it showed up in my inventory. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's really weird.
It was ridiculous. I haven't really been playing much of shit. I've been playing Soldier of Fortune because I'm doing the Let's Play.
Mm-hmm.
And the game's a shit ton of fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing it. And then I've just been playing Vita. Like some Vita games that I haven't beat. Like I'm playing Resistance Burning Skies.
Yeah.
Which is a fun but flawed game. It's probably a 6.5 or 7.
Yeah.
It's fun. Oh gosh, and some of the animations in that game are absolutely horrible. There was this like cinematic of the chick that you're following around that there's like this sexual tension so far the entire time. I've beat the first 4 chapters.
Yeah.
And in chapter 3 or 4, she is there's this dude laying on the ground that has like a fucking rebar going through his chest. And so I, being a doctor, a licensed physician, you're not a licensed, you're a fireman.
Yeah.
Well, I guess firemen are EMTs for the most part.
Yeah.
I think the best course of action is for me to rip this rebar out of his chest. So I rip it out of his chest, and then she's like, she has the gun, she has a carbine, and it's like the, just the gun got stuck to her hand. Mm-hmm. And so she's doing CPR, but now her arm is like the gun. And it's like really weird. And then she starts like giving a shot. And so she has these weird curled like gimp fingers coming out of this gun, like injecting this person with something. And the gun is clipping through the NPC's head. I'm like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That is how did this pass QA? Because how does that slip through the cracks? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But I've just been playing that. I haven't really been. And Diablo 3. We saw that it had the original Diablo,
Mm-hmm.
so I went and traded in my Diablo 3. Got $13 for it, which was way more than I expected to get because I figured since that's pretty much a worthless game now that Reaper of Souls out and it comes with Diablo 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know why GameStop is giving any money for it except just like you're fucked, burn it. So I went and traded that in and got the Reaper of Souls. I think it was $30 after the trade in. So I was happy with that.
That's good then.
But and I'm playing a horrible game that I was doing a when the hell did I buy this for. I'm still gonna do it, but Jesus Christ, it's very anime. It's got a shit ton of text-based menus. It does not lend itself well to how I've done my previous 2 when the hell did I buy this. So I think I'm gonna have to like chop it up and make it kind of like a review. And I don't really want to do that because that's work, and it's my goal to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. Well, we're about at an hour and a half,
Mm-hmm.
so we've hit about all the topics. Let's do a quick summary rundown. Zoe Quinn still exists.
Yep.
She's still kind of being a raging bitch about this stuff.
Yeah.
But any corruption claims are kind of just maybes.
Yeah.
Nothing there.
Might have happened, might not.
Might not have. As far as gaming journalism in general, I think it's legit for the most part. Like, I think reviews that sites put up are, for the most part, just like tampered with, not bought reviews. I think it's the general opinion of the reviewer. I believe that. I don't know if I'm just a naive person that thinks the world runs on unicorn farts, but I just feel that way. You got Phil Fish. He's still a dickhole.
Yep.
He didn't deserve to get doxxed because no one deserves to get doxxed.
No.
That's not like an evil human being that is ending lives. Because as far as I know, Phil Fish is not, crippled foreign economies or ended people's lives and ruined their quality of life.
Yeah.
So he didn't deserve what he got, but he still is a cocksucker, and we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
We can all become unified behind Phil Fish being a cocksucker. Sims 4, pissed off at it.
Yeah.
Pissed off to the point where I kind of want to cancel the pre-order, but then again, my wife's going to play it no matter what, and she's going to want to play it no matter what, so she might get to experience firsthand what playing an unfinished game and paying full retail price for it feels like.
Yeah, the sting of that.
I mean, I felt it. I guess we should spread it around. Everyone needs to feel it one time or another.
Yeah.
Metro 2033 Redux is out. You guys should check it out.
Yeah.
If you haven't played the originals, definitely check it out.
Yeah, because it's really fucking sweet.
Hotline Miami 2 is coming out. When? This year. It's coming
Yeah,
out this year.
It'll be either like this month or next month, hopefully.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll make sense of Hotline Miami 2. That's kind of what I got, because I have no idea what went on. I mean, I'm sorry. Hopefully it explains what went on in Hotline Miami,
Yeah.
because I personally have no idea. You've explained to me a speculation, but I'm still in my head, no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, most people, like I said, they don't.
And let's see. We got Resident Evil, the remakes are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of been leaked that there's going to be a sequel to, is it Revelation?
Revelations, yeah.
Which is kind of cool. I might be interested in checking that out. And that's about all we hit, just besides talking about fighting games, which is a fairly niche community.
Yeah.
If you didn't understand some of the shit we were saying, ask us about it in the comments. We're fine with explaining it. Go over to Shuriken Forums, and they will tell you everything you need to know about everything. That's where I learned most of my stuff, outside of just friends teaching me. I'm still very shitty at almost all fighting games, but it's fun. They're fun to play.
Yeah.
And they're even more fun when you actually know how to play.
Yeah.
We are pretty much done. We're not. We didn't hit the 2-hour mark like we did last time, but I mean, why inflate it with just bloatware? We're not EA.
No.
We don't do that.
Plus, I've been up for close to 24 hours now, so getting pretty wiped.
All right. Well, this has been the Dancing Fetus, also known as Luke Arp.
And I goddamn it.
See you next time.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.